Hello, welcome to Train Sim World 5. Today, as I said on Monday's video, I'm going to do a bit of driving of Flying Scotsman. This is going to be a relatively long video. According to scenario, it's going to take an hour and 50 minutes. So, my advice, sit back. Well, before it starts, get yourself something to drink or even eat, and then sit back and get ready as we do the fact controller. Take enthusiasts on a special tour of the East Coast Main Line, headed by one of the world's most famous steam locomotives, Flying Scotsman. As most of you will be aware, Flying Scotsman is world famous for being the first steam locomotive to reach and pass 100 miles an hour officially. There's anecdotal evidence that it wasn't, and that the Great Western beat it with number 3440 City of Truro, but that is just anecdotal. Flying Scotsman had what's known as a dynamometer car directly behind the engine, which recorded it reached 102 miles an hour between Doncaster and Peterborough, strangely enough, which is the route that we'll be doing, but we're going from Peterborough to Doncaster, so the other way. The fact controller. This is the East Coast Main Line, which is why it's got an Azuma on it. There is Flying Scotsman in British Railways green. Good morning. Today you will be operating special railtour service with the passengers and celebrating the history of the locomotive. Emily Turner will be joining you on board, so head over and confirm the journey plan with her. She's there. But it's in British Rail Express green with its British Rail number of 60103. There's Emily. Hello, how's it going? It looks like we have quite the turnout for this event. I'm sure with a train like this we'll draw a lot of enthusiasts wanting to get photos or a seat on the train. Just to remind you, I'll be coming along and providing the passengers with a guide of the line and the history of the Flying Scotsman, which I won't be reading because it's going to be a lot of text. I don't want to keep you any longer, so we'd best be getting on board. See you later. Oh, there's one of the collectibles, which I've already done, which is put all the newspapers on the stand. There's an Azuma there. There's the Scotsman. So we get in. Because we'll be going at mainline tour speed, which can be anything up to 75 miles an hour. Set the reverser, lean out, open the doors, which it's a Mark II set, so it's slam door stock. Should really have the headlights on, shouldn't I? While I've got that, we're going on an express, so I'm going to put the headlights on. There we go. Get back on board. Close the door. Lock the doors. Release the brakes. I don't know how to turn the AWS on this. TPWS, even. Looks like everyone's on board and you are clear to depart. Sound the whistle and get the train moving. Keeping in mind that as this service a railtour, you are lower priority than other mainline traffic, and thus may need to be moved into a loop. Yeah. Okay. Brakes released. Open the ejector until the brakes are done. Actually, I'll leave them. We're rolling backwards. Ooh, look, class 66 that's heavily weathered. Close the cylinder drain cocks. Let's see, can I switch? I think that's automatically on. Hello, fireman. How much coal have we got? Plenty. That's all the brake equipment. Need to be looking out. This is the side where all the other trains will be, so... We are leaving Peterborough, passing Grantham, Newark, Doncaster. It's 20 mph speed limit at the moment. Let's head back to the driver's side. Emily Turner. Hello, today I will be telling you all the story of Flying Scotsman and its fascinating history of troubles and triumphs and various owners who have tried to save it. Okay, we are out of the 20 limit. It's a 75 mph speed limit. Originally built in 1923 as just another member Sir Nigel Gresley's A1 class of locomotives, it soon distinguished itself when it was chosen to be displayed at the British Empire exhibition in 1924. It was during this event where the locomotive gained the name Flying Scotsman. In 1928, Flying Scotsman was given a brand new type of tender with a corridor. This corridor allowed the locomotive crew to leave the cab and for another crew to take over without stopping the train. The addition of this new corridor tender allowed for the first ever non-stop train between London to Edinburgh in May of that year. And the corridor tender that's the corridor. In 1929, Flying Scotsman was to star in a film of the same name. The film is remembered nowadays for featuring daring practical stunts where the actors climbed along the side of the train wall with no safety equipment. Yeah. One of the most famous feats performed by Flying Scotsman was being the first steam locomotive to ever officially record 100 miles an hour. The record was set in November the 30th, 1934, while running a test train between London and Leeds. Due to the success of this attempt, the LNER... I didn't read the rest of that. If you've got this on full screen, you should be able to read the text. It's just a bit much to be reading while I'm also concentrating on driving. Didn't know it had gone British Rail's Express Passenger Blue. That would be an interesting livery for it to carry. Okay. Set the reverse at 25. Green signal. Next signal is currently yellow. It should clear before we get to it. Ooh, Alan Pegler. Saved the Flying Scotsman. Also helped save the Festiniog Railway. if you have got it on full screen, it's probably a good idea to pause to be able to read these bits of text. Yes, I have been driving Flying Scotsman in-game previously. So, I don't know where bits to turn TPWS is. Would help if I had it on. What's that? Emergency brake. Sander. That's the... Don't need cab lights. Better. I don't know how to make sure that TPWS is working. DSNR. Handbrake. Brake, spare loco lamp, that's the bell for TPWS, and then that goes to the radio. Might give you a better view. That's the manifold. What all those gate valves are for. We're doing a decent lick of speed. So close the window slightly. That's to contact the signaller. Plenty of coal, just leave that open. Actually not leave it open. Go back to heads out view. Or top of engine view. Nothing coming. I'll go back to this view. We're on the fast, which is rare for steam tours, because they don't easily get up to same speed as modern service trains. But have to admit, Sir Nigel Gresley and his team did an amazing job with designing these engines. They look amazing. Oh, passing a zoomer. Wasn't expecting that. Go back into the cab, or head out view. I love the specular lighting you get on the side of the boiler. Should really get a ring with the... Don't need that open at the moment. We're going uphill, so we won't be going as fast. Got green signals. Never noticed that before on an engine. It means that the fire... Yeah. When the fireman's doing things, they have the door open. Comes that sander. Ooh, we're slowing down quite a bit. Let's put that up to 30. It might help us a bit. Wasn't expecting to slow down that much. And closing the large ejector, started putting the brakes on. That would explain why I was slowing down. Surprised I can't move the... wind deflector out. Another level crossing. There's a lot of level crossings on the East Coast Main Line, considering it's a 125 mile an hour line. I do know that we go over Newark Flat Crossing on this route. The only place... a zoomer. Only place on the national network where two standard gauge lines that are part of Network Rail, or the national network, cross. And the flashing green lights is for the high speed stuff. Okay. Maybe if I put that up to 25, we'll get some more speed up. Going a lot slower than I expected. Phew. Okay. I just would like to be able to put the wind deflector out. There we go, we're starting to speed up again. Slowly but surely. Go back in that view. Safety valves are feathering because we're... There we go, safety valves have stopped. Now I'm going again. We're producing just about the right amount of steam for this engine. Or for this speed and reverser setting. This will take probably a little bit longer than the scenario said. Oh, starting to speed up. Now at 50. Back to this view. Actually, see what the fireman sees. That way we get to see when we pass service trains, as well as getting to look along the boiler. During the time that Tony Marchington owned the engine, there was a loud whistle behind that smoke deflector. Nowadays, the whistle's back up at the front of the cab. And it's the high-pitched one, which I tend to think of as a shunting whistle. It's a bell whistle. LMS had nice sounding hooters. The A4s had chime whistles. A4s being things like Mallard, Sir Nigel Gresley, Bitton, Russian Green. Okay, I've had to increase the cutoff on the reverser to be able to get some speed up. We're still producing enough steam to keep going. But it means that we are actually increasing our speed slightly. I was trying to do it without running out of water, because that's not a good... Run out of water and scenario will end. Any other service trains? Nope. But you can get a screenshot. The fireman's view as we're heading towards... We're 13 miles from Grantham, which is somewhere I think will be routed onto the slow so that service trains can go past. Under a footbridge, which is why I whistled. I don't know what the line speed through Grantham is. I've not really done much on this route. I've done one scenario, which was testing the Azuma, and because it plays music, I can't do it as a video. Mainly because it's more than likely copyright. Oh, we're up to 55. Oh, that was a bit of a sharp bend. The loco shook. 12 miles to Grantham. We're starting to speed up a bit. If we can get around 70, I'll be happy. But at the moment, I don't think we will. Solid green lights, so this is a slower speed section normally. Probably around 90. Don't know what that piping around there is. Just noticed it for the first time. Yeah. This is relatively a boring route if you think about it. It's flat, or a lot flatter than the West Coast Main Line, which has got some pretty hefty gradients. And oh, there's an Azuma, which is why my laptop's decided to have a little freeze. You can hear when I take a screenshot because you get the screenshot sound. Unlike my video, which went live at 5 on Monday, where I completely forgot to do screenshots, this time I am trying to get some. So I might as well get one where it's going at speed towards me, effectively. That looks nice. And it's getting murky. We're nearly at 60 miles an hour. I like leaning out this side of the window because I can see when we're passing other trains. I can still see signals. Plus I've got the signal display up in the top right. Steam production is coping. We're not got the safety valves lifting anymore. So nearly at 60. Ooh, it's getting really murky. Hope it doesn't start raining, because that'll make stopping really difficult. Don't know how many coaches we've got. Let's go into this view. I can move back and look. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Mark IIs. And none of them are support coach. Green signal. 8.2 miles to Grantham. We're going straight through, non-stop. Let's just make sure we are actually heading north and not south. Yep, we're heading north. Oh, we're slow. We're 62 miles an hour. We're actually going faster than we were before. Can't see much ahead, but you can see the East Coast Main Line is a very relatively straight line. It's why Mallard was able to do 126 and a bit miles an hour back in 1933. Right, to think then. Or 38. 38. I think it was 30. It was either 33 or 38. I can't remember. But it was coming down a gradient, and the speed it was going, it melted the axle boxes on the tender. It basically broke itself, and it was freshly overhauled. So they had to redo the overhaul, or repair it afterwards. And that was just Nigel Gresley wanting to take the steam speed record away from the LMS, who had 112 miles an hour with one of the coronations, streamline coronations. Speed limit up ahead, 115 miles an hour. Not for steam it isn't, it's 75 miles an hour. That is the maximum speed that steam is allowed to do. We're slowing down because we're going uphill. But relatively steep gradient here. One in 178. Not as steep as the Lickey incline, which was featured in Monday's video, but we were going down in a class 170. If you haven't watched it, it's a relatively short video, but it started off with a bit of wrong road running. We're now on the 2-track section between here and Grantham. Tunnel. Couldn't see that from the other side. We're speeding up again because we're now going downhill. We are 4.6 miles away from Grantham. 4.5 miles now. And we are getting closer to 70 miles an hour. Ooh, really foggy. Flying Scotsman has been part of the National Collection since 2004. and the fog just suddenly lifted. It's the one thing about this game that's not very prototypical. Weather just suddenly changes. When you get fog forming, it's gradual. When you get it lifting, it's sudden. And yes, I've just closed the regulator because we're doing 74 miles an hour and we're limited to 75 miles an hour. We're going downhill, so speed should stay about the same. Okay, it's going up. As long as it doesn't start going yellow, should be okay. 2.5 miles to Grantham. Next signal after this one is yellow. And that'll be for Grantham, because we'll be swapping onto the slow line. 2 miles and it's 100 miles an hour limit, but that won't affect us. Signals have just gone green. Still doing 75 miles an hour. Now we're doing 76, so I've got to put a bit of brake on. And as soon as I do that, my laptop makes a little bit of a complaint. Probably because there's something just loaded in. Okay, release brakes again. Something I've only ever done once is ride a mainline tour. That was back in 2008, up to York from Tamworth, behind Nunney Castle. Hello, Azuma. 9, up to 9 coaches, those. Trying to make sure the brakes are fully off, which they are. Okay. It's 100 miles an hour all the way through, so we don't have to worry about speed. And just whistle for the enthusiasts as we race through Grantham. There's a few people on the platform. Okay, Newark Northgate, 14 miles. No speed restrictions. We get to go over Newark Flat Crossing. Green signal. I was worried that red was to do with us, which would have been bad because we hadn't had any yellows. And now we need the throttle back open. Otherwise we'll come to a stand on this gradient. We're about, gonna guess, close to a third of the way. I think. You've got Peterborough, Grantham, Newark, Doncaster. Doncaster is where Flying Scotsman was built. So it's heading home. Which is nice. This particular DLC was released in 2023, 100 years since Scotsman was built. Going downhill again. Don't want to speed, so I'm not going to have the regulator open. Must admit, I do like driving in the heads-out view more than being inside the cab of a steam engine. Sorry that it's so black. Oh, that's nice. If I close the cat flap, it does. The firebox glow disappears. Normally the flap would be closed going through a tunnel, because in real life you'd get what's called a blowback, where the fire gets blown into the cab. Simulation, you don't get that. Though the old Microsoft Train Sim did actually simulate it, which is strange considering it's an older game, early 2000s, and Train Sim World doesn't have that mechanic because it wasn't originally built for steam locos. I mean, there's a grand total of, apart from Thomas, there are 4 steam loco classes on Train Sim World. Flying Scotsman, Jubilee, 8F and 4F. The game just doesn't have the mechanics for full steam loco simulation. I mean, I have no idea how much water is in the tender, because it doesn't show you. I don't know if I can actually walk through there. It'd be amazing if you could, but I don't know if you can. miles, or just over 9 miles from Newark. We will have Newark flat crossing. Still no speed restrictions ahead, and so far we've not been put on into a loop or anything like that. So, doing quite well. Oh, high-speed service is nearing your location. We'll need to move the train into the upcoming passing loop and wait for it. Okay, now I do have to start slowing. We'll get a yellow when we're coming up to it, but... .2 passenger passing loop. When we get to 2 miles, I'll start slowing down. That will be why it's going to take nearly 2 hours. Okay. I'll try and get a screenshot of the Azuma passing us. So that would be quite an interesting shot. First yellow approaching. Still going downhill, but speed is starting to slow down. Start braking now. Double yellow. Next signal will be single yellow. Trying to slow down to the 40 for the loop. I want to be slower before I get there. This makes it more interesting, actually. Okay, release the brakes for a couple of seconds. So we've still got 2 miles nearly before we have to stop. There's the single yellow. Next signal's red. Next signal is before the loops, so I will have to stop. That's the air brake pump. I'm going to try and stop close to the signal, but not past it. Because if I go past it, it will fail the scenario. Can't see the signal yet. There it is. Okay, more brake. And come to a stop. Can I turn that on? No. Signal's still red. Let's just creep forwards. Move up to the signal and wait. That's what I'm doing. Just creeping forwards. Just cleared. So the points are set for us to go into the loop. over the foot crossing. Just going to let gravity do its thing here. As we head towards the loop, we've got the feathers for the loop. It's the white light above the signal, just there. So, next junction we are turning off the main slightly, and then we'll have to stop in 0.8 of a mile. Speed is slowly increasing because we're still going downhill. What I want to do is go in this view again, so that I can see what I'm doing. Level crossing. Be prepared to put the brakes on. And it started raining. The one big thing about Flying Scotsman that I don't agree with, because it's so famous, it attracts silly people. People who are not railway oriented or who understand the safety side of it. And they do cause issues. It's been known to cause trespass issues. People go on platforms and crowd them, overcrowd them. And they act like idiots, basically. Right. Once we come to a stop, I'll go back into external view and try and get a shot of this service train coming past. I want to try and stop at the right place. Which can be seen from the big red block, which is where Scotsman is supposed to stop. Start applying brakes again. Oh no, that's the whole train. Looks like we'll be on a level crossing. You don't normally stop on crossings, so sorry, you're gonna have to wait. And come to a stop. Now we wait for the train. which is just there already. I think I missed the front of the special train, or the service train. Oh well. Because I'm sitting still, open the cylinder drain cocks. Got to wait for that to get out of section before we get a green, or a yellow, or whatever. While I'm waiting, how many cars are waiting at the crossing? We've got a yellow, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 16, 17. Okay. Release brakes. Back in head out view. And off we go. Next, Newark Northgate, platform 1. Didn't have to wait as long as thought I would. But we're now going through Newark, or heading towards Newark. 4 miles from Newark. Go back to this view. Just coast over the point, because it's a facing point. Leaving the loop. Once we're on the main, I can open up. That's 25 mph limit over the point. Okay, we can now open her right up. Notch back on the reverser. And get back up to speed. You notch back gradually rather than all at once. That way you can get ideal speed. Also keep an eye on the steam usage. Once we get to the optimal, which I noticed was about 35, we get less steam being used. At the moment we're using a lot because we're accelerating hard. And we're on the level, a level section of track. So 3 miles to Newark. The flat crossing is after Newark. Once we get up to about 53, I'll notch back to 35 on the reverser. Which should then get us up to about 70. Which is a nice steady speed for a rail tour. we go. .2 miles to Newark. We won't catch up with the service train. So that yellow, there we go, it's cleared. Service train can do 110 along here. We're on the outskirts of Newark now. I'm surprised they haven't put people at the crossings watching this go past for this scenario. Because a lot of people would be in real life. Oh, Newark football grounds. Or football training grounds. And we're already at 60 after that brief stop. A few people waiting on the crossing. Let's use this view. 1 in 300 down. So we'll be getting up to 70 pretty soon. And we'll go straight through Newark. Go back to that view. I can see the signals. I can see the track ahead. This is Newark. And we're going straight through. So I'll do what steam tour drivers do when there's people around. Next stop, oh, Retford. Next station, 17 miles, so we're about halfway now. Newark. After the main road here, we've got the flat crossing. Which I want to try and get a photo of us going over, or a screenshot. Here's the flat crossing. There we go. Flying Scotsman over the flat crossing. We've got the East Coast Main Line, which we're on, and flipping heck. It's the Lincoln Line, I think. And you get passenger services across both. The only other flat crossing on the national network that I know of is Kai Pub on the Welsh Highland and the Cambrian line, and that's definitely not a 110 mile an hour high speed line. Cambrian coastline is 65, I think. That service train's still within section, or still relatively close, because the next signal's gone yellow. Next signal's still yellow, so that's a bit weird. It should be green by now. Cleared. Okay, not too worried. It's 4 sections ahead. It should actually be getting further away, because it can do a higher speed than I can. Though we are doing nearly 75 miles an hour, which is our limit. Oh, a little bit of freezing, which means something's loading in. Trying to get it some. There we go. No, I don't want to be in the wires. I want the wires above me. There we go. That's a good view. You can see Flying Scotsman working hard. And see the Azuma coming in the other direction when it comes. I'm hoping that yellow signal goes green, because I shouldn't be catching up to an Azuma. It's clearing just before I... there we go. Next two signals are green. Ooh, my speed's gone up. Probably because we're now going downhill slightly. We're on the level again. Where's this southbound Azuma? That should have been a whistle. I didn't see that flat crossing. But it's a long straight section, so they would have seen anyway. Crossover again from one line to the other, mainly because there's... ooh, we go back to 4-track, but we're still on the fast. Okay. Still haven't seen that Azuma that I want, that I know we're supposed to be passing. This is just another passing loop, isn't it? Yeah, back to 2-track after this. Okay. While I've done one scenario on this route, I haven't done this part of the route. So I don't know it yet. Ooh, tunnel. I'm going uphill, so I'm going to leave the regulator open. Another level. There is a lot of level crossings. That's surprising. Number of level crossings on this line. And I don't know why I'm suddenly in amongst all the wires. That's better. My camera moved up for some reason, and I don't know why. 10 miles to Retford. And we're catching up to the yellows again. Weird. Do not know why I'm catching up to the yellows. I saw the whistle board, which is for this crossing. That's a manual crossing. Going up 1 in 300 now. Still haven't had that southbound Azuma yet. Which is strange. I'd have thought I'd have had it by now. Right. Wow, bridge that goes under us on a road, road that goes under us on a bridge instead of a level crossing. Pylons, electricity pylons, to be accurate. 8.1 miles to Retford. We're slowing down because we're going up quite a steep gradient. Oh well. Gated, automatic gated crossing. Not having to do a lot to maintain speed. We'll probably go down below 50 by the time we get to the summit of this gradient or incline, but that's okay. We're not in a rush, and more than likely we'll have to stop at least once more in a passenger / goods loop so that an Azuma can race past us. I'm still hoping I get a southbound service train because I want a screenshot of one going past. From this view rather than just the cab view. Surprised how much of the East Coast Main Line is just 2-track. Considering, like the West Coast Main Line, it is one of the main arterial railways in the UK. You'd think they'd have quadrupled it by now. To add capacity. More football grounds. Still just over 5 miles away from Retford. And along this bit we have not yet... Oh, that was a weird view. We've not yet passed another service train. And by the looks of it, loading in. Whether it's an Azuma or a freight, I don't know. Can't see anything yet. Still slowing down because we're still going uphill, but the gradient is now gone. So the whole train should be at the top of the incline. There's a service train. Or is it? No. Thought it was. 4 miles to Retford. Through a tunnel. Now going downhill again. And it's getting murky again. Would be nice if we did pass another southbound service train. I mean, I've been in this view since Newark, and we haven't passed one yet. I don't want to go into the cab view because it'll immediately have us pass a service train. Oh. Come on, where's the service train? I've had to cut regulator because we're going a bit quick. Something's loading up, don't know what. Apply a little bit of braking because we're going a bit too quick. Sorry, I'll be back in just a few seconds. Sorry about that short pause. Had to deal with something with my insulin pump. Right. Something's still loading, even though I paused for a couple of minutes. Oh, we're slowing down too much. There we go. Start speeding up again in a minute. That's interesting. Oh, solar farm. Slightly different to the one on the West Somerset Railway route. Yellow signal. Got to slow down from 60 odd miles an hour to 40 as we go through Retford. So if I slow down in advance, sorry if you can hear music, there's someone outside who's just pulled up outside one of the pubs and he's playing music as loud as he can. Really wish they wouldn't do that, because it's really annoying. Now they've turned it off. Hopefully that will not get me a copyright strike. Right, 1 mile from Retford. And just over half a mile to the 40. Which is Retford Station. There we go, I can release. Slowed down considerably, but we've got a junction that we're going over. That explains the 40 mile an hour. And now we've got a uphill gradient again. So I'll just try and maintain speed. Okay, now I'm having to do some driving, and there's an Azuma. Or is it? I can't tell. No, it's the station. When are we going to get a southbound Azuma to pass? Despite going uphill slightly, my speed's pretty constant. I'm slowing down slightly, but not as much as I would be on a steeper gradient. So the platform Doncaster, 16 miles. Once we're out of this, which is here, we'll be able to open up again and get back up to speed. I'm almost positive we'll have to go into the loop again. Open the regulator at the right time. And now keep an eye out for a southbound service train. I don't know why we had to go round onto platform 2. We could have just stuck on the same platform. It's just, for some reason, whoever scripted this scenario, oops, a bit high. Whoever scripted this scenario decided going into the outside platform was worth doing. If we'd stuck on the fast line, we wouldn't have had to slow down. Ooh, ground signal. And that's because there's a crossover in both directions. Probably. Not sure. Going down a 1 in 198 now. We've got 15 miles to Doncaster, which is where this scenario ends. I'm still keeping an eye out for a southbound Azuma. At least I won't be chasing yellows now, as far as I'm aware. I say that, and then once oh, it's gone. We'll be up to speed relatively quickly, because we didn't have to come to a complete stand. I didn't even have to change the cut-off on the reverser, which is good. Under a road, past some workers' cottages. Would have been a level crossing at one time. Looks like it's been replaced by a road. Nice that I've got up to 75 miles an hour. Signal's still yellow. So whatever's in front of us is not going as fast as it could be. That's the old crossing keeper's hut. The boarded up signal box. Nowadays most level crossings are remote operated. Oh, signals have gone green now. Another solar farm to the left. I really would like a southbound Azuma to come past. Haven't had one for a while. And I'm sure they're a lot more frequent than this is appearing. Come on. Still not got one coming. Another level crossing. And back to a goods loop. 12 miles to Doncaster. Flying Scotsman's going back to where it was built. Another level crossing. Just here. Okay, that was a weird sound from my laptop stuttering slightly. Don't know what village that is. Ooh, we're at 74 miles an hour. Scotsman is capable of doing over 100 miles an hour. But on modern railways, steam isn't allowed to do that. At least not on a regular basis. Only one steam engine in recent history has done that speed, and that is 60163 Tornado. It's done 100 miles an hour. Wasn't carrying any passengers. The only reason it's done that is because it's basically a new build. It's 13 years old now. So it was finished in 2008. Back on level track. .3 miles. Must admit, this model of Scotsman is quite good. You've got the realistic waviness of the bodywork, so the reflections of the rails are wavy. I'm able to get up to the 75 that it's allowed to do. The whistle is accurate. The real whistle is like that. Yes, it's a model for, I think it was Train Sim World 3 when it was released, but it's a really good model. It was Train Sim World 2 when they first brought out Steam for Train Sim World, which was Spirit of Steam, the Crewe to Liverpool line. Then the Peak Forest route came out. I'm not sure if it was Train Sim World 2 or Train Sim World 3. Just adding one extra loco, and then Scotsman in 2023 for its centenary. Ooh, they've actually put cant on this. It's nice to know. We're slowing down because we're going uphill. We'll probably speed up once we've gone over the summit. I just don't know where the summit is. As I said about 20 minutes ago, I haven't driven past Newark northbound, so I don't know this bit of the line yet. Oh, that was a weird sound. Still waiting for another southbound service train. Doesn't matter if it's a freight or an Azuma. I would like one before I get to Doncaster. I don't know what assets are loading in when it stutters, but it's definitely not loading a train in. Wow. Activity points, 10,970 so far. That's the highest I've actually got on any scenario. I should get a gold, at least. It's now up to 11,000. The longer I'm running below speed, line speed, the better. Because every 30 seconds or so I get 35 action points. So the numbers go up and up and up. Like that. I think by the time I get to Doncaster, I'll be close to 12,000 action points. I mean, I've got 5 miles to Doncaster. Oh, speeding. Come on. The controller switched itself off. It's been more than 5 minutes since I last used it. We're now going down the gradient, which is why I didn't notice the speed change. I didn't notice when we got to the summit. There we go. Below the speed again. We've got roads either side of us here. It's interesting. Seeing this bit, I can understand why this part of East Coast Main Line is just 2-track. Don't know what goes off that way. That looks like a freight bit. Still on the fast, and I'm accelerating still. Come on. Just want to slow down again. There'll be a couple of bits where I've gone over speed. But I'm not doing too bad with this. Okay, I can release the brakes again. There we go, brakes released. Oh, something's loading. I don't know what. Probably Doncaster itself. Gonna have to start slowing down soon. I'm surprised that from Newark to here I've not passed another service train, be it passenger or freight. I mean, I've done 20 some odd miles and not passed anything. Whereas before Newark I passed quite a few. Ooh, water. Thought for a second a bit of the ground hadn't loaded, but it's actually water. Okay, start slowing. Come on. I only want initial. There we go. Soon be going past the plant. Or near the plant, as Doncaster Works was known. 2.1 miles. There's the first yellow for Doncaster. Oh, a little bit of realised why I was going fast. I'd got the regulator open. I hadn't even noticed until I just looked down at the heads-up display. That was a bit bad of me. I'm gonna let the gradient slow me down. I'll open the regulator if I need to. But hopefully I'll be down at a sensible speed by the time I get to the station. Oh, we're on the level. Still no other service trains. I can understand it struggling at the moment because Doncaster does have a lot of scenery. But I'm surprised there's no trains in the yard. Unless for some reason my laptop's decided not to load them. There's a red. Followed by a 35-mile-an-hour limit as we go into Doncaster. Platform 4. And my laptop doesn't like this. Get down to around 20 before I release the brake. I'll have to stop before we get to the signal, but you can hear the air pump working again. Need to stop before the signal and wait for it to clear. Keeping an eye out. Something big's loading in. We are 0.8 miles from the station. We've got to stop. Probably be something come past while we're stationary. Knowing my luck. Surprised I didn't get put in one of the loops on the second half of the journey. Right, is that signal going to change? Or have I actually got to come to a complete stop in front of it? We'll see as we get closer. And that was a sudden cut off of it. I am gently slowing down with a bit of regulator. If I close the regulator fully, we'll just stop and end up going backwards. We need to get closer to the signal. Which is what that 3, 2, 1 countdown is. It's cleared, which is what I expected. And we're arriving at Doncaster! Which is the northern end of this route. We're still going uphill, but not as steeply as we were under those tunnels. And we're going middle of the left lines, so not the first. Right, we'll go this way to the left, and then it'll be straight on, I think. Yep, straight into the platform. Right. Go to this side. There's no other trains loaded in. No, I won't be this side. I can see where the front of the engine's got to stop that way. Bring the speed down gradually. Release the brakes again, so that we just coast the last bit. Just don't want to stop short. Oh look, there's an Azuma! First one since Newark. Before Newark, in fact. And nearly time to put the brakes on completely. There we go. Stopped. And now, open the doors. and get a screenshot of Scotsman at Doncaster. There we go. Great job, you completed your journey safely and gave the passengers a memorable experience. Let's see how you did. Just thought I'd do the whistle before I finished. Oh, there's bay platforms there. As I said, I've not done the Doncaster to Newark section before, so it's the first time I've seen Doncaster station. Not even done it in real life, so let's wait for the I did get over 12,000 points. Little bits of speeding, but nothing significant. 12,200 action points. Time taken 1 hour 35, so that was quicker than they said. Of course, my laptop decided it was going to be a bit petty, but stopped at the down passenger loop half a yard out and stopped at platform 4 at Doncaster, 6.67 yards. Didn't do too bad. That will be today's video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please click the thumbs up button. Helps YouTube know that my videos are being liked. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications. That way you'll know when I upload videos. Normally it's a Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 5 PM. But sometimes I need a break, so I miss 1 or 2 days. Friday's video is either going to be my visit to making tracks at Chester Cathedral, or the first of Devious Diesel from Thomas the Tank Engine going from on the West Somerset Railway. I'm not sure yet. It depends on how much filming I manage to do at Chester Cathedral. I do hope you've enjoyed the video, and until next time, be seeing.